Hello and welcome to this reading. If you have clicked on this video, then there is a message here for you. My name is Bridget, and we're going to get into the reading now. So, this reading is about something that you've been intuitively picking up on that is going to start to show up in your life. And I feel like Spirit wants to talk to you about it. So, it's something you've been intuiting. You might not have even been able to put words to it yet, or it might have come through in ways of I don't know. I'm getting like a very nostalgic energy. I saw the Six of Cups before I started this reading. It may have come up through like nostalgia, through memories, through kind of like yearning for a change in your life. Let's see, Spirit, what do you want to tell them about this? What they've been intuitively picking up that is about to show up and manifest in their life? What do you want to tell them? Okay, we have the Six of Swords. Moving on. I actually really love this card. It's a really special card in terms of it talks about letting go of like things that have been really hard and actually making progress in your life in a way that may have been blocked away, like blocked off from you. Like the Six of Swords traditionally is about getting distance from a situation that's been really tough or from some kind of a toxic relationship or something like this. But in this case, I'm getting that you've already done a lot of that work. There's already been a lot of moving on happening in your life. And I feel like what you've been intuiting is that you're actually outgrowing a situation in your life or a lot of situations in your life. There's some kind of thing of like you've outgrown something and you're intuiting it, but it might kind of be hard for you to like put your finger on like what it is. What are you intuiting? Like there's been some kind of like confusion I'm feeling. Or it's stayed in the mind. There's been a mental thing. It might have been hard to put into words and to like talk about it with someone. It's because it's been very deeply intuitive. Like there's something that you're intuiting that you are ready to change. It's about change coming into your life. I'm feeling like change is ready to come into your life. Spirit, what do you want to tell them about change coming into their life? Yeah, okay. It's coming in a big way. We have the Chariot, number 7 with Triumph. This change is coming after a time where you've worked really hard for it. Like you have worked for this change. You deserve this change like so much. It's not been like it's been hard won change. Like you've had to work for this and you've had to do a lot of letting go and like healing and moving on and kind of being the one to take yourself out of situations, people, places, things that weren't right for you. Like the Six of Swords, I kind of feel like it's almost this thing of like, no one's going to come save you. You have to save yourself. You have to kind of be your own savior instead of kind of waiting for like the universe to do something for us or, you know, someone else to come into our life and heal something for us or change something for us. It's kind of like realizing like, wait a minute, I have to be the one to get myself out of this uncomfortable situation. So the Chariot also speaks to that because the Chariot is kind of about taking life into your own hands, like taking the steering wheel of your life and be like, which direction am I going in? What do I want from my life? How do I want to live my life? How do I want to make something happen for myself? So I'm feeling like you're going to get to a point, and look, we go from 6 to a 7, from 6 to 7. Things are going to start like picking up really fast. The Chariot talks about things moving quickly. Like I feel like the energy of the Six of Swords is a little bit slower. It's more about healing and kind of it actually typically represents it is typically represented with a boat on a harbor, on a lake or an ocean, and the boat is traveling from one shore to another, like it's moving to like safer shores kind of thing, and it's moving away from a toxic situation or something that wasn't good, and you're getting distance and kind of clearing yourself. And I'm kind of seeing that. It's like you're moving from a boat into the Chariot kind of is like a horse, yeah, or a horse and carriage or a car or a plane even. There's something where it's like the speed is about to pick up, where it's like you've been making changes, but it's been kind of slow and it's been, again, hard won. Like you've had to do it for yourself and you haven't been waiting for something else, the universe, to kind of come and save you. You've been taking it into your own hands. And I'm just seeing that it's finally you're reaching some kind of triumph or breakthrough where that process gets a lot easier for you. That process gets a lot easier for you. Yeah, I just saw the red flag on this card. It's like you've been moving away from red flags. I feel like you've been really good at identifying red flags in your life, you know, like warning signs. That's what it means. Like it's like a warning sign, something that is like, oh, this person doesn't sit right with me or this situation isn't right for me. And I feel like what you've been picking up on intuitively is that you're about to experience some kind of massive change. Like something in your life, it's felt really slow. It's been like, going on a boat and kind of like rowing yourself. And it's like, it's not a motorized boat. It's one of those ones you paddle yourself. And you've kind of been like, again, taking responsibility in your own life and like paddling your boat to a safer shore. And then I'm seeing you getting off the boat at that shore, and there's like a horse ready to meet you, like a friendly horse. And then you're just like cantering through, and reaching some new kind of land. Like there's some kind of a new horizon, a new environment. And it's one that you've worked for yourself. You've worked hard for this. You've worked hard for this new horizon around you. You've worked hard for this new life. Like you built this life yourself, I feel. Again, I keep getting the energy of hard work, and you've had to be really committed, had a lot of discipline. The Chariot can talk about having discipline, being really committed to something, after like going after a goal really kind of like intensely. Let's get another card for you. Spirit, what do you want them to know? Wow, another major arcana. We have the Strength card with power, number 8. So something that you've been intuitively picking up on is that it is just divine timing for something in your life to change. And you're going to get some kind of like a triumph and a reward. Oh my God. 6, 7, 8. The 6 of Swords, the 7, Chariot, and then the 8, Strength. This is huge. This is like really a really big deal. 6, 7, 8, 6, 7, 8, 6, 7, 8. I'm feeling like, wow, this is going to happen in a way that I feel like it's going to surprise you, because you've been intuiting it, but you haven't been able to put your finger on what it is that you've been intuiting, because there's kind of like a block in your mind of like really believing that this is even possible for you, because things have been really hard. 6 of Swords. The thing that comes before the 6 of Swords is the 5 of Swords. And the 5 of Swords is about conflict and like things being just like really exhausting, and a lot of like conflict and battle, and often like, not really triumphing, I guess, I would say, with the 5 of Swords. It's sort of like, yeah, about kind of just like battling and facing a lot of obstacles and challenges. So it's like the 6 of Swords is you picking yourself up out of that 5 of Swords energy and moving on and being like, you know what, I'm leaving this behind. I'm not dealing with this anymore. I'm taking charge of my own life. I want to go in a new direction. I want to build a new life for myself. I want to build a new way for myself. And that's what you've been doing. And you don't realize how successful it is that you're actually going to be, because you have like carved out the space for a new life to emerge. The 8 here with the Strength card, power, you're really going to be finding your power again. And I feel like you've had to go through like this. Sorry, I can't hold the cards up the whole time because it's like a bit awkward. My arm tends to hurt after a while. You've had like a situation where it's been hard for so long that you've kind of lost touch with what triumph really feels like in a certain area. It might have been in a certain specific area, or it might have just felt kind of like overall in your life. And I feel like there's been just this focus on getting yourself to safety or getting yourself across in a transition. You've kind of been in a transition period from one life to another, from one life to another. And I feel like you're actually going to hit that shore quicker than you realize, right? Like I keep seeing you on the boat with the 6 of Swords. Traditionally, it's depicted with a boat. You're moving from one land to another, and you've been in this boat for a long time, and you're kind of gotten used to the slowness of this boat, where it's given you a lot of time to reflect and heal. And you're kind of expecting or anticipating kind of that you're just going to be in this boat for a long time. It's just going to take a long time. Just, that's just how it's going to be. But then suddenly, boom, you hit shore. You hit the shore and you're like, wait, it's time for me to get out of this boat. And it kind of hits you by surprise. It's something that you don't really see coming. And then on that shore is like something from the universe giving you a leg up, giving you a lift. You don't have to just like walk the rest of the way. You're given a horse, you're given a carriage, you're given a car, you're given some kind of a vehicle to like move forwards in a quicker way. And that's going to feel so different to you, because you've been in this sort of slower paced energy that's been very much, you've had to row your own boat. You've had to power your own life. You've had to use all of your strength just to get across this harbor or this like water, just to build this new life. Yeah. And I feel like it's going to be quite emotional actually when you touch the shore, because you've realizing like just how long it took you, or just how much you had to put of yourself into this journey, just how much like effort you kind of had to put into this journey to get to this other side of the shore. So then, yeah, on the other side of the shore, you're met with something. You're met with some kind of a gift from the universe that's going to help you. It's going to elevate you up like a horse that helps you to move the rest of the way in a much quicker time. And horses are also friends. Some kind of a support is going to come in that's going to leverage your life. It's going to lift you up a bit in frequency and in practical ways as well. Your vibration will be higher. And you're just moving from one phase of another to another, where you, like, when you've been in this boat, you've been necessarily needing to kind of be introspective and like contemplative and looking inwards. And then on this horse, it's going to be a very different life where you're like moving forwards rapidly. And you kind of find this new found power. Like, yeah, you're rediscovering your power. I feel like some situation that you've walked away from, it had some of your power attached to it, and you had to walk away to reclaim your power. Could have been from a person, a job, a dynamic of some kind, an identity of some kind. It had some of your power like kind of enmeshed into it, or it was taking some of your power from you. And you were like, no thanks, I'm going to move on. And you're finding your power again. Wow, the lion is really standing out to me now in this card. The lion, really, really powerful. I feel like it's going to be a very spiritual time for you as well. There's going to be something about it that feels very spiritual, where you're going to feel like quite indestructible. 6, 7, 8 as well. Really, really amazing. Like, this is, really don't think you see this coming. Like, I really don't think you can see how good it's about to get. And you're going to feel like, because I just feel like moving from the 5 to the 6 was so hard. You know, the 5 of Swords, like I said, is not an easy energy. And then the 6 of Swords, I love that energy, but it is quite slow. It can be quite, you know, like I said, you have to be the one to row your own boat. You have to be the one to kind of take yourself out, to move yourself along on your path. And then getting to that triumph energy, it's just going to be such a gear shift. It's going to be like, whoa, things just change so fast. And now you can move so rapidly forwards. I feel like it's going to be quite spiritual with the lion though. Lions feel very spiritual to me. It's very like, kind of like having a lot of pride for yourself and for your journey and for what you've been able to accomplish, like feeling proud of yourself and feeling like really, really like respectful of yourself for the fact that you took yourself out of a hard situation and you moved yourself into something better. Because I really feel like the situation that you've come out of, there was not a future there for you. Okay, Spirit wants you to know that there was not a future, or there was a future, but it wasn't a good future. Like, you have created your own destiny. You've changed the path of your own destiny to be something that is positive, because the future that you were in with the 5 of Swords, the one that you've just moved on from, or that you've been moving on from for a while, that was not a good time. That was not going to lead to very much goodness or prosperity or anything like that. Like, I feel like it was just going to lead to more hardship and challenge and defeat and draining kind of energy. And so it took a lot of strength. Like, it took a lot of your power. Like, even just leaving was an act of your power. Just leaving that behind was an act of your power, and reclaiming your power for yourself and your self-respect and your honor. Like, you're really honoring yourself. 6, 7, 8, like, things are going to move forwards in your life, like 6, 7, 8. And it's going to feel like quite progressed, because it's not 1, 2, 3, which is sort of the beginning, right? It's really further along in your journey. So you're going to reach new heights. You're going to reach like a new point in your journey that you haven't been able to touch before. You haven't been able to touch it before. And I feel like in a way, this 6 of Swords has been like your initiation into this newfound power. Like, you had to kind of be prepared to hold this level of power in your life. It might have felt sometimes like a test. It might have felt like a test of faith, or you were really being tested in your strength, what you're capable of. But you have really held on, and you're going to have so much respect for what you've just done and what you've just achieved, and the strength that it took to leave behind something that was really, really draining. And it took, you know, I'm feeling like you set off on this quest and you had like no energy. Like, I'm seeing you leaving in this boat, and it's like you were so drained just getting into this boat. You know, you had almost like nothing else to give, and yet you still found something to give. You still found the strength to like row your boat to the other side of the shore. And I feel like may have brought up deep fears as well. Like you didn't know what would be on the other side to meet you, or what your journey would be like once you got off that boat. But I'm just seeing it's going to be so much better than you realize. And you don't even realize like how good it's going to feel, feeling the triumph of really having reclaimed your power and really having let go of that really tough situation that you've come from and moved out of. So yeah, let's pull one more card from a different deck. Spirit, what is it that they don't see coming that they're intuitively picking up on? Discovering truth. You stand in the light of truth. I feel like you might have had to make this journey without knowing fully, like, like I said, what's going to be on the other side. Like, will I be supported? Is this the right thing to do even? Um, and you're going to be kind of like vindicated. Like, you're going to realize, like, yes, you were in the right. This was the right thing to do. This was the right decision to leave or to move on, to end something, to leave something behind. I feel like you had to make that decision without knowing, like, is this true? Is this right? And you had kind of had to trust like a deeper part of your intuition to kind of guide you. And on the other side, it's like you're going to realize, like, oh my gosh, yes, I do stand in the light of truth. Like, this was the right thing for me to do. And you're going to kind of realize that this is your destiny path, because I feel like there might have been some confusion recently of like, am I on my path? Am I going in the right direction? Is anything going to come from this? Kind of like a lot of doubts and like uncertainty. But your intuition has been like on point from the beginning. You have been really on point with your intuition. And 6, 7, 8, like things are about to move forwards for you in a way that you're going to reach like a new level that you haven't had access to before. And I feel like moving on from this point in your life, like moving forwards from this point in your life, you're also going to feel a lot more trust in your intuition. You're going to feel a lot more like, oh, I know that I can trust my intuition, kind of having evidence that it worked out for you. And that even though you had no certainty of like what would be on the other side of this, you still took that leap and you still moved forwards. You still made that change. And now you have the evidence to kind of prove it. So that is your reading for today. Thank you so much for spending time with me. If you would like to check out more of my work, the links are in the description box below. I did just release a heart chakra healing and a root chakra healing that I would really recommend that you check out. They are light language healings that will really help manifest kind of differently, especially with our hearts. We have a lot of things in our hearts. I realized when I was channeling that heart healing, I was like, wow, there's like so much in the realm of our heart. Like our heart has its own consciousness. It really is alive and awake in its own way. And there's so much that gets stored there that can be like unprocessed and kind of challenging to kind of work out and unravel so that we can have a better experience of love and life and relationship. So yeah, so all the information is in the description box below, and I'm sending you so much love and light.